Hello everyone, please excuse the towel. I just washed my hair and it's wet. I wanted to do a quick video. Hopefully I can get this done in 5 minutes or so. Wanted to do a quick video about single mothers and polygamy, whatever the case. So in polygyny, in the Black community, it is looked people in different areas and groups and schools of thought feel that women with children are the perfect fit for polygyny. And it's done in religions. Mine's is the only one I can really talk about, because in Islam it is thought that polygyny is for the barren woman, the widowed woman, the single mother, the orphan, or the one that's not protected. And sorry, work, it's always work. And so now that in the Black community, polygyny is a hot topic. I really wanted to touch on the dynamic that involves the single mother and polygynous marriage. Now, one second, y'all. Sorry. And so I just got distracted. Work is coming in. But here's the thing. There are single mothers out there that are open to polygyny, just as there are single women without children that are open to polygyny. Here's the thing. If you as a man or a family court and or accept a woman into your family that has children from a previous marriage, previous relationships, or whatever, there's this thing called the spirit of the marriage. And if a man and a woman have been in a courtship, they decide, okay, this courtship can go on to another level. I've met your kids have met me. Let's go ahead and take this further. In my mind, at that point, a married woman forsakes the men before her or the man before her. So I might not have the best, feedback for what I'm about to say. And it's like, forsake the father of the children. Because you are now married, and in my mind, multiple men cannot father the children. It seems like it'll be a disconnect. It'll be a little, tug and pull, because as far as I know, no man wants another man ruling or dictating what's going on in this house. So it's like, there are women out there with children that are open to polygyny. That does not mean that these women are less than, because society already deems and dictates and feels that single mothers are basically equivalent to the untouchables in India. Like, they are like hands off, like, oh, can't really take them serious. They can't really take them serious. So, let's deal with them, with a long-handled spoon. But in actuality, a lot of times, or more often than not, the woman has developed personality traits and habits, just as those children have, just as any grown person has. There's a school of thought that you shouldn't marry a woman that's over 30, because she's pretty set in her ways, so therefore it's like not much you can do with her. I would say dealing with a woman with children is not an easy task. And dealing with a woman with children is not, you know, it's not a walk in the park, because you've got to look at society, and society is gonna be like, my gosh, like, you lowered your standards. You married a woman with children. You know what I'm saying? All I want to say is this: single mothers' lives matter. They matter too. So don't think that just because a woman has children that she, is like less than a person or less than human. I was in a group today, this crazy group on Facebook, and oh my gosh, the conversation actually went into a guy who was like, what did he say? He basically said a single mother would be the last woman on earth he would go after or marry. Now, I'm not saying men are supposed to just go out there and seek single women with children and just like, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, in a dynamic called polygyny, the thought is that polygyny allows women with children or without children to be able to have access and to live with, in a righteous manner, a good man, a man that is going to protect, provide, and proclaim. So it's like, society already has you feeling like you're already less than human for being a polygynous woman. Heaven forbid you are a polygynous woman with children. Oh my God. Heaven forbid you're a polygynous woman with children from one other father. Oh my God. Don't let it be two baby daddies. Oh my God. Don't let it be 3 or 4 baby daddies. She's just, a Tatiana whore. You know what I mean? And it's like, the notion is, a man can say, hey, I want to marry you and provide for you and your children. That is honorable. That is awesome. In the Black community, that happens a lot more than people want to let on. In the Black community, it is, hey, them kids is my kids. I mean, how many people are being raised or were raised by a step parent, and it was like, the person treated you like their own. But then on the flip side, you have some that don't treat the children like their own, and that's a whole nother video. My point is, don't discount single mothers. Understand that single mothers are not typically coming out of their father's homes and or virgins. They're not, a blank canvas. A lot of the times you've got to go ahead and chip away at a lot of things, because she's an adult, and adults come with habits and things like that. So I would just say the purpose of the video again is to understand that there is a place in polygyny for single women with children. They shouldn't be discounted. They shouldn't be treated as the untouchables. I was actually going to start talking about like a caste system in polygyny, where people that come from affluent backgrounds or quote unquote ideal family backgrounds, and them exactly, not a lot, coming out of ideal family backgrounds and coming out of traumatic backgrounds. I guess that is coming from the suburbs, like suburbs meets the projects. And what happens when that is an actuality? Like, what happens when the 2-parent household comes in contact with the product of single motherdom. What does that look like? What kind of explosions does that bring about? So, I might do a video about that, because I probably have more to say about that than the single mother thing, because, our email is the co-wives, one word, the co-wives at gmail.com. Go ahead and email me your question. I'd love to respond to your question. I try to respond. I'm not able to often. Maybe I'll start doing that more. But again, I think I'm going to do a video about that. It's not necessarily a caste system, but I guess it's a class system. What happens when different classes of people come together, and it's like one world meets another, and there are communication issues, there are financial issues, there are so many different things that go into play there. So I think I'm gonna do a video about that. I think I got more to say about that than this. Sorry, that's just the way my brain works. But I'm about to go over here to this park. I'm gonna let it sit on my brain a little more, and I'll be back with a video about that. Let me organize my thoughts, because y'all know I get scattered real quick. I just start talking and losing my point and stuff. I'm not a great debater, or I'm not a great communicator, or or any of that. I just talk. So give me about 10-15 minutes. Let me walk around this park, and I'll get back to you.